What's going on, everybody? Welcome to SENPAI'S CORNER, a brand new podcast where we bring all things otaku culture, gaming, and content creation. Now, this episode in particular is the most important one. This is the first episode, the first time we're bringing this to life. So I ask you guys to rock with me as we go up on this journey. I am be your host, T-Dub Senpai. I probably know me from my Twitch streams and hopefully more videos on this channel. Or if you're listening on or if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever podcast that we'll hopefully get into in the future. Today I'm joined by a very important guest, and before I get into that, some random news anime wise. If you guys don't know, Yu Yu Hakusho, a very staple anime that we know dear to our hearts, is becoming a live action. Dare I say, the manga is what being adapted into live action, not exactly the anime. So if I don't know, y'all manga readers out there, it's time to start referencing your books because Netflix is trying to take your stuff. Beyblade is also getting an anime in spring 2021. Yes, Beyblade. I haven't seen a Beyblade thing since it was on what channel, like those like Saturday morning cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Or
No,
you know.
Beyblade has had some stuff recently.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
cool. See, I didn't even know. See, Beyblade, you're coming back. Bring back toys, bring back everything. You got a chance. You got a chance. You got a whole new people
They
who stuck with
still
video games.
they
Show
still
kids
got
what to play with.
Beyblade.
You still
They
got
still got
some?
Beyblades in Walmart. Oh, I don't have any. But they still sell
Go
them
ahead.
joints in Walmart.
You want to get your kids something anime related, but not exactly. Get them some Beyblades. And gaming news, Overwatch. My Overwatch players, Winter Wonderland is out, so go play in the snow with your favorite heroes. And let me know how that goes because I haven't touched Overwatch in a minute. And Sephiroth, Smash, Ultimate. I got to play with him a little bit today. And I'm ass still. And then for content creation, be careful. Twitch streamers out there, DMCA is still a thing. Make sure you have copyright free music and look into it. Just because it says copyright free on YouTube does not always mean it is. So make sure you do your homework on that one. All right, into with our guests. This man I met through another stream a long time ago, and me and him just clicked, and we've been friends ever since. We got Henvincible. Invincible
Hey.
for, this man achieved a lot. I see this man come up in as a Twitch streamer, variety streamer. Homie got over 1,000 followers on Twitch. Like that's some growth. Yeah, I did my homework. Yeah, I had to stalk you. Okay. Yeah, man. So, what's up? What's new?
I am glad to be here. Honored to be the first guest on the first episode of SENPAI'S CORNER. We go way back. And then we fell off, and then we met randomly in Mariah's joint.
Yeah.
and then Neku was there too, and that was the birth of the Sea Salt Trio.
The Sea Salt Trio. Oh man, near and
We
dear to my
all
heart.
met through CJ, but we
CJ.
like reconnected with Mariah.
Yeah,
That's,
actually, now that
that's
you mention
weird.
it, yeah, we didn't even connect when we were in CJ. We're just like separate people
Yeah.
living our lives in one stream, and then,
Shout out to Gone Gaming.
yeah, shout out to Gone Gaming.
Gaming.
Gone Gaming brought the Sea Salt Trio to life. Yeah, man. So
But
tell us about yourself for the people
I
who don't know in the back.
I am your friendly neighborhood variety streamer. I am Henvincible. I go by many names. Henno, Henny, Hen Dog. I've lost count at this point. But Hefty Henno, it's a lot. Yeah, man. I just try to use the blessings that I've ascertained. The blessing of having a platform and trying to do what's right, trying to make the internet a better place. promoting mental health, promoting loving self and loving the people who love you. And yeah, man, just trying to be a little less trash than the day before, you know?
Yeah, I feel that. Now that you mention it, mental health, yes. As a gamer yourself, how would you say mental health in the gaming community? Or you say that it's more common in the gaming community than people think. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure a lot of
Oh,
people think that
definitely
gaming is their therapy, and it is at a lot of times. But
it is. But yeah, definitely probably more rampant than people know or people assume or even want to talk about. But yeah, man. Me personally deal with depression and all that stuff, and gaming, streaming, just Twitch in general, including the people that I've met, have been my solace. Um, but not even just gaming, going as far back as uh this pen I have, the Millennium Puzzle, Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh was a solace, a place to direct energy early on for me. And I still have friends that I've made from that to this day, friends that I've known since I was like 15-year long relationships. Like we would go to the homie crib and spend days there. And that was that that was Yu-Gi-Oh, that was Monopoly sometimes, that was Tales of Symphonia. Shout out to Tales of Symphonia. Love that game. Um yeah, even now, um my top 5 game of all time, Persona 5, dealt with a lot of that. It was, if you're going into an RPGs are already deep, but that was deeper, the topics they were touched on, from abuse to blackmail to your work being stolen, to being used, to um situations that led to stuff like self harm and fucking uh shut in. One of the characters was a shut in
mm-hmm.
from something she experienced. So it's just, that game is amazing. Highly recommend to everybody. I know there are still some people who have not played Persona 5. Highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely Persona
Um,
5 is one of those games. Do not let its appearance turn you away. Uh, you know,
yeah.
Not a lot of people rock with the JRPGs, and they
Not
see it from a film or JRPGs in general.
Yeah, a lot of people I feel like a lot of people feel like it's like talk no jutsu on some Naruto shit, and it is, but that's to get you more attached to the characters.
Mm-hmm.
There were characters that I saw myself in because they had such a rich backstory and just shit that was going on that make you care about them, and that happens in a lot of JRPGs. With, I don't know, some people don't want to be that immersed though. Some people, I get it. Some people don't want to deal with the heaviness, because some people do look at video games as, oh, I just want to take my mind off some shit for a couple hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can get deep.
I always saw JRPGs as kind of like when people who read books. They read books to
Yeah,
put themselves into another world. This is exactly the same thing. It's just visual. You're definitely reading a lot still. So
I've actually been getting into books recently. There's a couple
really,
books in my cart on Amazon that I gotta get, like The Art of War,
okay.
um, the Book of Five Rings. I
Uh-huh.
want to get the Bushido, the Samurai Code of Japan, because
Ooh.
that is a big thing. Also, going back to Yu-Gi-Oh, another thing that Yu-Gi-Oh instilled in me at a young age was a love of history, a love of Japanese culture as well as a love of Egyptian culture.
Yeah.
And so Bushido is a big thing with me, the 7 principles. And a tattoo I hope to get one day,
Ooh.
along with some Egyptian symbols.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
correct me if
I've
I'm wrong.
yeah.
Yugi was very much like a historian, and or his grandfather was.
Yeah.
Right.
His
Yeah.
grandfather owned a card shop. His father was an archaeologist, I believe.
See, that's where.
That
Yeah.
was more so touched on in the manga.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I think it was his dad was an archaeologist, gave him the puzzle to solve as like a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and got fucking possessed after he finished it for like a decade. but but yeah,
Man.
that definitely big influences. So yeah, Bushido, and like I said, just signed up for Shonen Jump.
Okay.
I've been reading for the past 2 days, One Piece.
One Piece.
So shout out to the Empire. I really that's my community on Twitch. There's a couple of things that I truly miss. So I recently moved to start this new job working with my family in a restaurant.
Hmm.
Um, Before I left, though, there was a lot of dope shit going on. You would come to some of them, the One Piece nights.
Right.
We were so deep. Shout out to all, shout out to all the homies. You know who you are. I'm not. It's a long list, but I'm not. Y'all know who you are. And we at the beginning of the pandemic, so like February, the end of February, we would literally know life. Like I would in stream be like, hey, in the Discord, 30 minutes, get you some water, go take a
Mm-hmm.
piss, get you
Mm-hmm.
something to eat. We in it. And we were able to get through over 600 episodes
600. Whoa.
between February and August.
That's
But
that's a lot.
we did skip filler because some people was like, "Oh, you skipped fillers. It wasn't really 6 7 episodes." Yeah, suck my ass. One Piece is long enough. Like One Piece is long enough. Yes, we skipped filler. Um, but yes, since I moved, at
Mm-hmm.
first I didn't have my PC with me, so that was one of the things that had to fall by the wayside, unfortunately. Then when I got my PC, I started having more time at night. I tried get the band back together, but life has also affected other people in different ways in the past couple months. So, unfortunately, at the moment, RIP to the One Piece crew.
We're just on a break, just a
Yeah.
hiatus. You know.
So, I have been reading One Piece. So I started off where we were,
Mm-hmm.
which was around 679 in the manga, which was at the middle to end of Punk Hazard.
Okay.
And now I'm at the beginning of Dressrosa. And I know Dressrosa is longer than a boy. Oof. But everybody has been telling me to read it, and it'll be quicker. And
Mm.
now since I'm on this reading kick, I was like, let me dedicate some time to that. But I've been reading manga. Rest in peace to my boy Hassan. High school, we were both in graphic design. That was our major.
Mm-hmm.
We would literally like sit in the back just so we could read Naruto, Bleach, and Baki.
Hey.
Like, and yeah, like, bro, that boy was an amazing artist. I I hate that he was taken before he could, the world could see what the fuck he could do.
Oh man.
But yeah, so reading fundamental.
Mm,
You got to feed this up here, you know.
yeah, yeah. Feed that brain, you know. And that's funny. People think anime watchers don't read. We read manga. That's the reading. Okay, and
And
somebody
subtitles. God damn it!
sometimes.
Like. All right, there are people that will. Oh, I'm a binge watch a show, but I might, I might clean up while
Mm-hmm.
I have the show on in the background. I might go cook. You gonna miss so fucking much with subbed anime
Oh
trying to
yeah.
multitask.
You find yourself, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get some water. Come back. Oh wait, I gotta rewind.
And then
Or
stupid old me, I felt like I should learn way more Japanese by now than I actually know from what I've, but that's neither here nor there.
yeah, same. Or when you
Yeah.
find yourself trying to go to a Japanese restaurant, you try to use what you learned through anime, and they just give you that look like,
Oh shit. Yeah, what the is this kid talking about? They don't do none of
yeah.
that shit.
I went to a ramen restaurant. I was like, arigato gozaimasu. And he's like, you speak Japanese? It's like,
Right. He was like, can
I'm
somebody
trying.
come
Is it
translate
working?
this? I was like,
Yeah,
yeah, did I get points? Like,
yeah.
no? Okay.
Did I make it or what's up?
Are we
Oh
good?
man,
We good in the hood or
manga.
not?
Did you ever find yourself on a? For me specifically, I can't watch anime and read manga at the same time. It's either I'm on a kick of either one. Either I'm on a huge
Oh,
manga kick and that's all I want to do is read manga, or I'm a huge anime kick. Or you have that, or you can do both at the same time.
I can't do both just because I don't be having time. like,
Yeah, yeah. It's like you have to
like,
pick one or the other. Like, how do I want to spend my evening? Reading this manga or watching anime?
like between working 15-hour days,
Mm-hmm.
coming home, washing my ass, trying to sleep, trying to eat, trying to stream some days, and then trying to hang out with the people that I enjoyed hanging out with, it ain't enough time for me.
Right,
So yeah,
right.
no.
No.
The main reason I'm gonna keep it a buck. The main reason I started back manga the past couple days is because I can do that shit at work.
At
Like
work,
I
yeah.
can read in between customers, and it's not like I'm fully distracted because I'm not listening to something and trying to whop the bam. I can like, all right, da 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 da. Oh, I gotta stop right here. I bet stop right here. One thing that did sadden me though, man,
Mm.
this is just the being the old player in the club for me. If this conversation goes on long enough, there's a lot of shit I'm the old player in the club for, including Yu-Gi-Oh to a degree.
Uh-huh.
I did not know that they stopped sending physical Shonen Jumps.
I was just about to ask you that too. I knew. I've
I don't
heard
think
like
they do that anymore. Like I did the
not in the
subscription,
U.S.
but they were only talking about digital.
Yeah, not in the
I was like, what the
U.S.
fuck?
I
Because when
remember
I was
those
a
thick books.
yes,
You
see
smell
back
those
in my day,
pages.
see back in my day, um, they were in the grocery store, like
In the
right at the
grocery.
beginning,
Oh.
like they would have a shelf and they would have a lot of bullshit, but then they would have Shonen Jump. So every
Mm-hmm.
now and then I like, yo, I'm reading. At least I'm reading. Yo, mom,
Yeah.
dad, can you have this for me? And it was so fire. They
Yeah.
had One Piece, they had Shaman King, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, fucking Hikaru no Go,
Mm-hmm.
Prince of Tennis. Then they would have ads. Like I remember they had a 1 page ad for the uh Game Boy Advance Yu Yu Hakusho game that dropped.
Yeah.
That game that game was ugly, by the way. It looked terrible. Even for back then standards. But that was still dope.
Yeah.
Uh, they had an ad I remember because one of my favorite things in anime is Super Saiyan 4.
Mm-hmm.
They had an ad for the Super Saiyan for Dragon Ball GT, even though I know everybody hates GT. They had an ad for the DVD set
Oh,
of Dragon Ball GT. So it was like dope, man.
yeah.
But
I
yeah,
remember seeing. I used to jack them off my friends in school. Be like, "Let me read.
hey,
Let me read."
if I knew now what I knew then, I used to use them shits as coloring books. Like, if I knew now what I knew then, I would have kept them bitches in peak prime
My
condition
man said
and
coloring books.
flipped them hoes. I'd have sold the shit out of them bitches today.
Yo, that it doesn't get realer than that. It does not get realer than that. Wait, so do
Fam,
you have a manga collection on you? Like, do you have physical manga?
I do now.
You do. Oh yeah,
I
I saw you
only have
started.
three. I only have three books though. Um, so in 2018, I went
Mm-hmm.
to visit my sister in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister is a writer. She likes going to bookstores. So they took me to this random bookstore in Austin. And when I tell you it was a goddamn cornucopia of manga, I was like, yes, sir. They didn't
I am
have
home.
a lot. They didn't have a lot. They had
Mm-hmm.
a section though.
Mm-hmm.
And so the first manga book I ever got was the last volume of Dragon Ball, which is
Oh.
basically Vegito and then the Kid Buu fight, and then when they meet Ooh,
Ooh, I love that episode.
and the end. Like Goku flies off with Ooh. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I was so glad I got that. And then two two books I got out here because they have a hobby shop like down the street
Mm-hmm.
where I get Funkos, which I also collect now. I have a picture of my Funko collection somewhere.
Yeah, let me
I
see.
love it. Um, yeah, I was able to get um the Itachi Gaiden. So it's
Hey.
like a two book of a part of Itachi's backstory.
Uh-huh.
I haven't read those yet. Those I left those back in Chicago. One of
Okay.
the last times I went. Oh, also, hold on. So shout out to the homie Para, which was also my one of the people in the Empire One Piece group. She put me onto this
Mhm.
fanzine that she subbed to.
Ah, the One
So it
Piece.
isn't yes, the One Piece
Yes.
feast.
Yes.
So this isn't manga, but this shit has been an
It is
amazing read
amazing.
so far.
I got that for a friend for their birthday present because they're a huge One Piece fan like you.
That's dope.
Um, and wow,
Like
the
this is
production
amazing.
value in that is insane.
Ridiculous. So it's not manga, but it's
Mm-hmm.
art,
Mm-hmm.
and they have recipes in here. So
Ooh,
if you like to get your cook on, you can eat food from One Piece.
are we gonna get a Invincible One Piece cooking stream one of these days, or
That would be hard. I don't know. I think I would have to get a new camera for that, but that would be hard. I wouldn't be against that at all.
yeah, bringing One Piece cuisine to life?
I still need to finish Shokugeki no Soma. Food Wars.
Same,
I'm
same,
still in.
same.
I guarantee you're farther than me. I'm like episode 14 of season 1.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
does that have a manga? I could read
I'm
that
pretty
too.
sure. I'm pretty sure that has a manga.
Also, I'm up to date with Dragon Ball Super manga. The Moro
Oh, there is
arc
a manga.
is about to come to the end tomorrow. Actually,
Ooh,
it comes out on the 20th. Yes, it should drop tomorrow.
you ever just like watch a bomb anime and then you like it so much, but they, you know how anime sometimes don't always get the next season, but
Cut
their
it
manga
out.
is still going. You just oh Oh, we're good.
All right,
But it's like a
all right,
bomb.
all right, all right. I you.
Mm.
I got a beef.
What?
I got a huge beef.
What
All
happened?
right, two anime that I love.
Uh.
The crappiest of endings, though. But they have a fully fledged and finished manga. I am
Mm-hmm.
puzzled.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is Soul Eater.
Soul Eater.
I
Yep.
I love Soul Eater. That anime is so shit. It's not shit. No, it wasn't shit. The end, how it ended was because they
Yeah. They
concocted
just
an
went.
ending. They just said, all right, we're gonna make an ending, and there you go. The manga is so fully fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, that's why I love Fire Force so much because it's the same creators.
Yeah, it is. It
And
is.
apparently, in the last episode, I'm a couple episodes behind. I'm damn near the whole second season behind. Apparently, they had like a callback to Soul Eater.
Ooh.
So, like, they might be like
In the
alternate
same
universes or some
universe.
shit. Like, I'm like,
Ooh.
that's heat. Like, I'm
That's
about to start back watching now because of that, because I love Soul Eater. And the second one is Air Gear. Air
Air
Gear,
Gear.
Air
That's
Gear was.
oldie goodie.
I think I found the manga first on Air Gear though.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I wasn't really at that point in my life. I wasn't really into manga. I was like, yo, I want to see this animated. There's still some things I was like, I want to see this animated, not black and white. But I don't know what they did with the ending. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they just lose funding, or I don't know what happens with these studios. But
Yeah.
to have such an amazing manga and then the anime, which is trying to get more eyes on the product. It's just
Yeah. That's why, folks, you have to support, direct content of anime streams. I know you guys like to watch your free anime, and, I've been there and done that. But
yeah,
sometimes
a whole lot.
supporting your country rolls, um,
But in my
Funimations, if you like
defense,
dub.
Funimation is about to buy Crunchyroll.
Okay, so turns out Sony is the one that owns Funimation.
Funimation and
Sony
Sony is
bought.
about to buy Crunchyroll.
They already bought it. They bought it.
Oh,
They own both now. They
so
they said they were going to both operate as separate entities. We probably won't get another Verve combination before.
that's some
Um,
bullshit though. Because I have Verve and I would love the option.
yeah, and that was an option. Remember back in the day, and they were like
Yeah,
Funimation, and Crunchyroll. We're like yes, and they're like never mind.
yeah. Then Crunchyroll backed out. Not Crunchyroll.
So
Crunchyroll still in it. Funimation backed out.
Funimation backed out. So I mean,
What the fuck?
hopefully, but they can keep High Dive because High Dive got some good ones too. Um, but yeah, you gotta. I don't even know. I wish we could. I wish someone made content in Japan where we can see kind of how these anime studios operate
Like a
and
behind the scenes joint.
yeah, and how us watching as viewers really affects how their business is and how much they really depend on us to like be watching these every week on like
Mm-hmm.
legit sources. But hey, look, rest in peace, Anime 44. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bro, I can't even. I My
That
sister
was
tells
my
me a lot that I have like a good memory on certain shit. I
Mhm.
literally cannot go back and tell you just how many how many anime websites uh I've been there for the beginning and I was there for the funeral too. like like
Not
the
the
birth and the
Spanish
funeral. Like,
subbed on YouTube part 1, part 2
oh,
HD.
don't get me started on that. That wasn't even. Let me tell you how out the mud I got it as an anime fan.
Uh,
I was so thirsty because I was born in '93, basically a kid around like '98. At that time we only had Toonami. and Toonami only came on for like 2 hours during the
Yeah.
week. When I tell you a vivid memory I have is Vegeta versus Second Form Cell on Saturday morning, but it was on goddamn Telemundo. I watched that goddamn fight in Spanish on cable television. Goddamn it. This was before the internet. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all ain't never tried
Yo.
to watch. Y'all ain't never tried to watch Dragon Ball on dial up. Like, y'all don't know. Like, these kids don't know. That's why I be feeling like the old man in the club. There wasn't no. There was no Crunchyroll. We had Daily
Nope.
Motion
Daily Motion. Yep.
and people who would illegally upload fights to YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
That's why Naruto fights and like Dragon Ball fights were the iconic things before we even knew context. We were just like, yo, they
yeah,
fighting, yeah.
y'all can literally go on Spotify and look up the titles of anime openings and have them. I had to use fucking LimeWire. Okay, I put my family PC at risk so many times just to get Fighting Dreamers. like, like we had to roll the dice back
Oh
in the day,
man.
baby.
Oh
We
man.
was
Not
we
you
lived dangerously. We had to get
taking
it
your
up the
little
butt.
phone, your flip phone, and like recording off the TV. You're like, hey, shh.
And
Oh man. I remember
ridiculous.
Saturday morning cartoons when they were apart from your Power Rangers, they would sprinkle a little bit of anime in there, but not tell nobody. I vividly
Bitch,
remember One Piece was on Saturday morning cartoons and Shaman King, and then all of
yes,
a sudden they
on
dropped it
Fox
off because it was
Kids.
like, yeah,
Mm,
and then all of a sudden poof gone, and I was like, what?
yeah. Wait,
I
but
probably would have been a One Piece fan
that
now.
was the stinky One Piece dub though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not the that was before Funimation got a hold to it.
Yeah. Yo, shout outs to
Um,
Funimation, man. You may
yeah,
not like
because
dubbed,
oh shit,
but they have some good voices.
that One Piece dub was rough in like 2003. uh, Trunks wasn't Sanji. I can tell you that goddamn
I
much.
know. Someone in the back was like,
Um,
"Hey, we got some Japanese cartoon. We need some voices. You down? You down? You
yeah.
never done this before? Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
So speaking of which, I'm also a Power Ranger nerd. I
Yes,
tell
Power
people a lot.
Rangers.
I am a nerd of many flavors.
So my
Uh,
question, real quick though, I know you're a Power Ranger fan. At what point did it become from just Power Rangers to also Common Rider? Because I know you don't off the rip know the Japanese
yeah,
version. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So how did you get from Power Rangers to
Oh
Common Rider?
shit. Yes, I did. I used to go to the Wikia faithfully. The Wikia and
Mm-hmm.
this website. I don't even know if it's still up. Called Ranger Central.
Mm-hmm.
They had two tabs where you could go to like Power Rangers and then Super Sentai. So it started with
Mm-hmm.
Super Sentai.
Okay.
Um,
And for
to
those
the
that don't know,
point
Super
where
Sentai is the Japanese version of
it's
Power
the
Rangers.
source material. It's the source
Mm-hmm.
material. It's where they get the footage from that aren't the American actors. The fights, the costumes, the monsters, shit like that. I don't even remember how I think I got introduced to it from finding that Ranger Central site, which is just because I was a nerd and wanted to read the biographies of my favorite Rangers. So I got into Super Sentai from there, and it's way more adult than Power Rangers. People actually die like a lot. Like when
Mm-hmm.
Tommy lost his Green Ranger powers and came back as the White Ranger, no, the Green Ranger in Japan died, and the White Ranger is from a completely different series. They just put into Mighty Morphin.
Yo.
Uh, for real, it was from the White Ranger is from Die Ranger, the series
Mm-hmm.
that comes after because here Mighty Morphin had 3 seasons, but
Oh.
Geo Ranger only had 1,
Wow.
or Zeo Ranger, one of them.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, they just ploop, ploop, they just put him in cuz Jason David Frank was so popular.
Yeah.
And that was the during the time where, except for a couple Rangers, they kept the same cast for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was all of Mighty Morphin. Then from Mighty Morphin, the last season of Mighty Morphin, they didn't change cast until uh
It was like
the
Turbo,
middle
no?
of Turbo. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
with this
middle
little
of the
boy.
middle of Turbo. And then the Turbo cast went to In Space.
Mm-hmm.
So that was still another thing, but then Lost Galaxy was where they stopped doing it, and then they had a new cast every season, except then around 2012 or 2014, they tried to run it back, and that it didn't work for me. I think that was the main thing where I started watching Super Sentai and not
Mm-hmm.
just being aware of it, was because them Power Ranger seasons was ass. So I was like,
Yeah.
it has to be like, all right, I doubt it'll be worse.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just see what's to this. And then the Super Sentai version I watched was amazing and masterful and like Persona 5. Um oh, but one cute thing also, in Dino Thunder,
Mm-hmm.
they actually had an episode where they were watching the Super Sentai version of their show.
So like our version they were watching Super Sentai.
Yes, the Super Sentai
Yo, you
version
gotta link
of
me that
them.
episode because I love Dino
Like,
Thunder.
I was like,
Dino Thunder is like one of my favorites.
they were watching the Japanese version of them, and it was like, oh, really? That's how they cast me. I'm like, they came first. Don't do that.
For real.
But yeah, I will find that.
Which one is your favorite Power Rangers series? It could be Super
Um,
Sentai too, but
Super Sentai, my favorite one might be Go Kaiger,
okay.
which was the pirate motif.
The pirate. Oh,
Just
so
because Super Mega Force over here.
Super Mega Force. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I like their
And
costumes, so it's sick.
yeah. And then Super Mega Force, I mean, no goddamn sense, because the footage they were used were of Super Sentai seasons that they hadn't used. So their excuse was, oh, these are Power Rangers from alien worlds. And
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. A lot of them, they were like doing 2 seasons, but they were splitting them up,
yeah.
and so they make them sound like they're two
Yeah.
different things. And it was like you could have just
That
kept it
was
going.
weird. That was weird. Yeah. But as far as Power Rangers,
Mm-hmm.
my favorite Power Ranger season is between In Space and SPD.
SVD. I had the word for it, everything for SVD,
S
mostly because it was
damn,
like
I
the
want
first
the one.
Black Red Ranger, and we never seen that. Homie had
Now, it
dreads
was
and everything.
the second one, I think, because I know
Oh, was it in space?
um
One of them.
nah, Turbo was the first Black Power Ranger.
Turbo, really? Who?
Because Tommy gave it up to TJ
Oh, and then TJ went to in space.
and became the Blue Ranger. Yeah,
Oh, so he was like for like a little bit.
yeah. Okay, so
Oh,
um, it Dino Thunder episode 19.
okay.
It's
I'm gonna
called
definitely watch
Lost.
that.
It's called Lost and Found in Translation.
Ooh, we love Dino Thunder. Dino Thunder. Ninja Storm was all one of my favorites.
Mm.
Um, Mostly
R.I.P.
because
to
I just
Poa.
Tapoa.
The red Poa was the Red Ranger. He actually passed a couple years ago.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
Oh
Ninja Storm
snap!
was hard.
Ninja Storm was hard. I had the
I like
CD
Time
ROM game,
Force.
everything.
Time Force was dope.
Time Force. Shout out to all. One thing I'll give to Power Rangers itself, them theme songs. Some of them might
Yeah,
be a little corny, but they were lit. Like I still love them to
yeah.
this day. Uh,
There's a lot of them was Space Patrol, Space
yeah,
Patrol, Space
Space
Patrol,
Shuttle,
Space Patrol.
Delta.
Power Rangers.
Just growing up, literally, I remember as a kid having to go to choir practice and begging my mom to let me like at least watch the Power Ranger episode before she took me off. I'm just like, no,
Oh man,
let me rock.
if we talking about before school, I gotta take it back again. Before school, my shit used to be all right. So there was an era like
Mm-hmm.
elementary school, they had the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
High school is when I used to have like my live actions before school. My live action shit before high school was Charmed and Supernatural.
Charmed.
I love Charmed actually. I have not watched the reboot,
I was gonna
but
say it's actually
yeah,
pretty
no,
good.
I haven't. It
It's
is,
different. I
yeah, because they're like Hispanic now.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're definitely more diverse.
Yeah.
But the it's been a while since I've seen the original Charmed. Were all the sisters together at the beginning, or one was like not?
No, it was the three that were together,
Uh huh.
but Prue hated. I forgot the other one. They were beefing, and then they got their powers, and then the oldest daughter died, and
Uh huh.
then like a half sister came that they didn't know about.
Okay, so yeah, they kind of did the same thing in the reboot. It's just that the older sister just wasn't there. Like it
Oh,
was just the half sister was like a half sister that came along. It was just the two sisters, and
okay.
their mom passed away. Like
Yeah,
just
their mom
they just took
passed
the sister
away,
out.
and
They were like, we
yeah.
don't.
Oh, so it's only two.
No, it's the two sisters and then the half sister.
Okay, and then the actual older sister came later.
Not that I know
So
of.
four. Oh,
No, so it's just three. It's just three
oh,
that we
okay.
know of. Maybe they might try to do that when they pull like another season.
But
But
yeah, and then the cartoon side,
mm,
when I was in elementary, we had Transformers Beast Wars. That was my shit. Um Battle Beat 'em on. I don't know if nobody remembers that with like the marbles.
oh yeah, and they transform into little
Yeah,
monsters. Yeah, I remember that.
yeah. Um Beyblade was a big thing. I think it was like Pokemon Battle Adventures or Battle Advance, some shit like that. One of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel like it was one more. Anyway, yeah. So those were my joints. And then when I would come home from elementary, it would be Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Zoids. Yeah.
Sailor Moon.
Sailor
Oh.
Moon is hard. I tried to restart Sailor Moon, but
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, when the moving thing, that was also something I had to put down that I haven't gotten back to yet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, Sailor Moon heat.
He definitely is a
Dude,
sleeper. You don't.
don't. Yeah, the guys don't fucking be like, oh, Sailor Moon. No, Sailor Moon is hard.
Yeah.
like,
It's definitely
like
a lot
it
more
ain't.
than your magical schoolgirl to
Yeah,
regular. It's
like
much deeper than that.
yeah.
Shoot. Don't be saying no tuxedo mask is weak, all right?
I actually hated Tuxedo Mask. And that was the only guy character. I hated him though.
He's like, get up out
Cause
of
he would
here.
like, bro, he would come and steal a W from the girls. That's all he would do. Or he would just show up and not do shit. Also, Card Captor Sakura.
I heard of
Loved
that.
Card Captor Sakura.
The only reason I haven't watched it, I'm scared because people are like, it's deep, and I'm just like,
It is. But shit was fire.
oh man, I might have to give that one a shot. Just Just take one for the team.
And then there's a lot of like rogue anime that I've
Hmm.
watched on and off, like um Darker Than Black. I need to finish the second season of that. Um oh, I have a question for you, Miss Interviewer.
Yeah.
What is your favorite short anime? By short
Favorite
anime,
short
I
anime.
mean I mean
Those
20
12.
episodes or less in the story.
Oof.
Yeah, you know them
Yeah.
12 joints.
Those
You know
12
them
joints.
12 joints.
Not with those stories that get you in the fields and then leave you to hang to dry.
For sure. My favorite short
Oh
anime
man.
is Black Blood Brothers. And it's
Oh, you
about
know what? Yeah.
vampires.
Yeah. I seen that one. I seen that one.
Yeah.
And it was like they were so cute. Um
Yeah.
oh man, those so many short and sweets. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Uh the one I can remember, I would say was what was it? Orange. It's called Orange. It's just basically this girl. She like
I was gonna say
these.
Orange High School is not short. That
No, no,
shit.
no, no. Just Orange. Just Orange. It's like these people, these kids in school. They randomly get these letters from their future selves, um,
Mm.
to save one of their classmates who was one of their friends who ultimately, you know, uh, commit suicide. And so basically, they like try to prevent it in the past. They're
Oh,
trying to prevent it based off of like what they read about themselves, and it's just like a
damn.
whole
You'll link me
dynamic.
that? All
Yeah, I
right.
will. I will.
Link me
And it was something that's like those random anime with okay, orange. Like, what is that about?
that?
You
That
just
damn
click
that
on it.
sound like that damn that sound like 13 Reasons Why, which I also didn't watch, but I probably should. I heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard good things as well. Yeah, I'll definitely link you with that one because that one. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was shook. I was shook if, uh, but it's short and sweet,
Hmm.
hits you in the heart and then moves on. I think also Your Lie in April is a short and sweet one. A lot of the short and sweet ones I ended up watching always made me like there's like some dramatic make you cry and I'm like,
Oh
yo,
God. If we
I didn't
getting
want
into
this.
that, we getting into that, I gotta tell. All right. So
Okay.
there's been two times that I cried over an anime.
Mhm.
Both times was goddamn One Piece. The first time, okay. The first time was in the CP9 arc, Water 7. Um so up until this point, which has been like a couple months, the Straw Hats had been through a lot of stuff, and their ship was just getting beat down after every arc. Something would happen to their ship. Like their ship would fucking like Luffy would tear the mast off, or fucking they would fall out of the sky in Skypiea, or just a lot. And by the time they got to Water 7, they was like they didn't have an actual shipwright. Like Usopp, the sniper, he was just doing maintenance because the ship was a gift from his crush,
Yeah.
and so they took it to the shipwrights, and the Water 7 had been touted with having the best shipwrights in the world, and the shipwrights said, "Yo, we can't fix this. Like, nah, this is it. Like, you have
Yeah.
to, if you sail on her again, she's going to rip in half and sink to the bottom of the ocean." And that led to a big fight between two characters that were like brothers, to where he leaves the crew. Like, if you leave a pirate crew, that is supposed to be forever. Like, that is,
Dang.
you are never supposed to turn on your captain, and that is a big deal in
Mhm.
those times. All that happens. We meet the antagonist of the season, Luffy goes all out. He damn near on the brink of death, but he wins. And but after the win, he can't move. Like he used everything he had. And a goddamn buster call. A buster call is in One Piece where every Navy ship available comes and just shoot shit up. Like it is supposed to be complete annihilation
Oh
on
man.
the only the worst of enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So the buster call is about to happen. This is a long ass story. I'm sorry. This
No,
is
no,
still
no,
only
no,
the
no,
first
no.
tier.
It's all
This is a
good.
long. They hear a voice saying, "Jump." I'm like, and they're like, "What the hell? Like, do y'all hear that? Like something is telling us to jump into the ocean." And Usopp recognized the voice and said, "Yo, trust it, jump." So they jump, and they are caught by the goddamn ship. I,
Yo.
I lost it. I was like, fam, the ship was all the way on the other side of the area, the island. Like they were supposed to be in a completely different area, but the ship, the soul of the ship, got to where they were and saved the crew one last time,
The Going
and then
Merry.
and then they and then they gave it a Viking funeral.
I remember that scene. I remember that scene. That's so sad. Like literally, you can't.
And then the ship is talking to them like
Yeah.
no, you don't have to apologize, thank you for giving me a great life as a ship. I was like,
If you can watch that with a straight face, you on some other
too
type of
hard.
business, man.
Yeah,
Like you
different type
hard.
of time.
Cause how can you not
um
cry with that? Cause knowing what they've been through and that the whole journey with that ship.
yeah, and then the second time that made me cry was right after the Straw Hats got split up at right before the time skip,
Mm-hmm.
and the news got out. The newspaper headline read, "Fire Fist Ace is dead."
Mm-hmm.
He was killed. Which that didn't affect me because from the previous times that I watched One Piece or just hype or just like randomly scrolling through Twitter, I already knew Ace dies. So
Yeah.
like that wasn't a surprise to me. That didn't hit me because I knew already. That was like I knew that like a decade ago. But Usopp, see, it's crazy that both moments involve Usopp. Usopp is on an island, stranded, doesn't know where he's at, and he just breaks out and starts running. The guy that he was with that said that like found him, he was like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" He was like, "I gotta go. Luffy's brother just died, and I know he's having a really hard time. And you gotta be there for your friends when they having hard times."
Literally, like
Oh, cause fam, that's it should be common knowledge, but it isn't. When your friends are going through hard times, just be there for them. And Jesus Christ, that I still get a little still get a little misty on that. Just talking about it. But yeah. So those two. There's very emotionally tied to certain animes. And don't let anybody ever make you feel bad about what make if an anime makes you tear up. Those are your
oh
emotions and you're entitled to them, damn it.
yeah, you speak the truth. You speak the truth. There's plenty of times you watch a really good anime and it's the ones that resonate with you the most, and then you just the tears fall because you're just like someone who made
Bro,
this obviously knew what you were going felt like they knew what you were going through and expressed it in such a way where you're like, dang, I'm not alone.
bro, the main people that criticize people for crying to anime are the same people that cried to Disney movies. I'm like, it's the same difference. Like every time Mufasa died, your fucking eyes get watery, but you wanna get tight at me because somebody tears up when Krillin dies or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
no, it's the same difference. Just a different culture.
Yeah, I want to meet someone who cries when Krillin dies
They're gonna
after
cry a
the first
lot,
time.
but
Yeah.
I'm like, they're gonna cry a lot. But the first time wasn't in Dragon Ball Z though.
Those in Dragon
The,
Ball?
fir- the first time Krillin dies is in Dragon Ball.
Dang. And that was with
King Piccolo's subordinate broke
oh,
his fucking neck.
the way Krillin be
He died
dying.
as a kid.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
the
they
first
said that same wish in different ways to get Krillin
they
back.
used two different dragons.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah, the first time he got his neck broke, and the second time he got blown up. Yo,
This man's
Krillin,
immortal at this point.
like Krillin keeps fighting the good fight. That's the important thing.
Yeah,
He
you would
knows he's
think.
outclassed. His best friend is a alien, but he still tries.
Yeah, you would think after dying the first time, you're like, nah, I'm a rock. I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna go play baseball like Yamcha.
Yeah, I'm done. Like, now when stuff started going down, this man started
Don't
fighting.
call
It
me.
wasn't until like,
I'd be like, you know what? Just don't call me. Don't call me.
especially when he became a cop, and he's like, look, I'm just a cop.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
fighting a good fight over here. Okay,
I'm
no.
trying to protect the square.
But as soon as they said real fights going down, you hear, homie shaved his head. He had hair. He's like,
Shaved
let's
his
go.
hair, said, put his gi on, and brought his wife. His wife was scrapping too.
Yeah, his wife's scrapping too. Honestly, he could have just let his wife scrap, and then that would have been the end of that. Shoot, 18 can carry enough for the both of them. But you
Right.
know,
Shout out to his wife being stronger than him, but still respecting him as the man in their relationship.
yeah. Except when it comes to money, she'd be like, "Look, go make that
Oh
money."
yeah, no. She ain't for none of that. But but it's not like a gold digger type beat because he was broke when they
Nah.
met.
Yeah.
She does genuinely love Krillin.
Mm-hmm.
That gave short man hope everywhere, including me. Ain't gonna hold you. Find my goddamn 18 one day.
He had that
But yeah.
persistence. He was like, "Look at here, 18. I care about you." She's like, "Get away from me. I care about you."
Yeah.
And it
Well,
worked.
no, she did kiss him first. It's complicated. She got a thing for
It's
short guys. That's okay. See, ladies, don't be influenced. Cause 17 tried to bag on her. He was like, what's that about? Nah, ladies, if you got a type, if you got some shit that you like, don't let nobody discourage you.
oh yeah.
Go for yours. You like short, fat dudes? My DMs are open. Hit me up.
You heard it here first. You heard it
No,
here first.
do not DM me. But yeah.
Catch him on the Snapchats, the Instagrams, the Twitter.
God.
He's
Oh,
on all
Jesus.
things.
Man.
Oh man. So what are your plans for next year? You know, I know you're
Um,
trying to do the content creation on the side.
yeah.
Anything you want to let people know to look forward to what's coming?
2021, I definitely plan on more merch. I really tried to look into um getting some merch done for like Christmas, but I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna work out. So yeah, top of the year, definitely more merch. Trying to get my consistency back because I'd be tired after work. I've been up since 6:30 today. like like then went to work, went to the award show, and I'm here and I'm still trying to stream after this. I don't
Man.
but anyway, trying to get my consistency back. I would love to be in a position where I can go back to my morning streams because I love that a lot. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy that shit as much as I did.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little ritual in the morning before I hit go live. It was lovely, and then just stay on all day because at that point it kind of was like a day job. Like I don't know. I much
Good.
prefer after having done both. I much prefer streaming in the mornings than streaming at night. Just because it left my night open to do so much more shit. Like I could mod, and then I could do the anime nights. Yeah,
Right,
it was
right.
cool. So morning streams. Hopefully, I find some way. And I have an entrepreneurial endeavor that should be going into effect in 2021 as well. So prayers
Ooh.
up for that.
Ooh, prayers up for that. I'm excited to hear more about that.
And yeah, man, just trying to fight the good fight, trying to keep promoting mental health awareness, keep trying to uh be there for people, keep trying to let people know that you're not alone and there are people that care about you.
Indeed.
Yeah, man, just keep trying to aspire and grow.
Green Grill, I love it. I love it. That's exactly what your shirt says. Um, you're always a pleasure to just talk to and be around. Um,
I I don't I'm very like introverted,
mm-hmm.
but the people that I love talking to them.
Yeah.
Like like you I could I don't get to talk to Neku as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
Neku is a
Same.
busy man and I have been made to be busy recently. I talk with CJ forever. C1, we have great talks. Crazy, we have great talks. Static, we've had great talks. Yeah, the people I like talking to, I really like talking to.
Well, man, dude. First of all, thank you for setting off this podcast on a high bar. So anybody who comes after this, the bar is set high. So I don't know what you bring
I
into the
would
table in the future, but whoo.
I would love to come back.
Oh,
Like I
definitely. We
feel like
definitely got to
I
have
feel
a.
like I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we could have got to that we couldn't get to.
Hey, we
It
got all the
was
time. We got all the time, baby. We got all the time.
so
Definitely more episodes to come. You know, Hino will be back. Don't worry. The king of the empire will return on this podcast. You've heard it here first. So, Invincible, tell us where we can find you on the socials. People who want to engage more in your content when that consistency does come back, so they already just get the notifications.
um YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, all Henvincible. Um I don't I kind of don't like posting when I go live, but
Mm-hmm.
I do it. Um but yeah, definitely those things. I I, I thankfully it was coincidentally easy to have the same name across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I love my name, even though there was somebody that somebody that tried to have my name on YouTube. I ain't like that shit, but
Oh,
no. But yes, I stream most genres. Not really shooters like that, but every now and then. Um, RPGs, adventure games. Every blue moon, I'll do a fighting game, but just because I suck, like fighters and Smash, I get destroyed. um, yeah, man,
yeah.
just trying to provide vibes.
Provide vibes. Well, to end this first episode of the podcast, why don't you tell us what you tell your community after the end of every stream that I love so much and I try to take with me throughout the day, especially when things are hard. Go ahead, send it off.
right. Text somebody, call somebody, let them know that you love them because you never know when the last time could be the last time. If no one has told you they love you today, we love you. If no one has told you they are proud of you today, we're proud of you. And if no one has told you that you matter, you matter. Could have been
Yeah.
anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with us, and we appreciate you.
We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Heno. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you
Thank
enough.
you.
Um, you guys,
More than
first episode of Senpai's Corner with Invincible. Give it up for him. Uh, guys, if you guys like this, if you guys are watching this video right now, shout out to you for making it this far. Leave a like and subscribe for more because there will be more on this channel. So this will be my Teed Up Senpai YouTube channel. If you guys are listening to this on the podcast, thank you guys for listening. I hope we provided you with some dope insight on, just everything from manga to anime to mental health
right to Power
to
Rangers
to
to
Power Rangers to whole across the
fucking
board. We took
Beyblade.
you all around. We took you around the world,
Um,
baby.
and follow the homegirl on her Twitch because she's
Yeah, on
also
Twitch.
dope doing the shooters, doing the video editing. She set up
Yes.
this podcast on her stream, so see, you can
Yes.
even get some behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, because you never know what will happen next. I tell you that. Um, we're all on this journey together, and you know, the main thing is we provide value and help each other out because we are all we have, and if you can't learn from the people you admire the most, who are you gonna learn it from? So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next episode. Bye.